Hello everyone, welcome to or welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you don't know who I am, my name is Brianna and today I am so excited for this video because we are going over my May TBR and I just love making TBR videos. I love watching everyone else's TBR videos, but I am especially excited today because I made my own TBR bingo board. This idea came to me probably like 3 weeks ago. I was literally laying in bed with my husband. We were ready to go to sleep for the night. And I was like, I need something to like spice up choosing my monthly TBRs because I don't want to do my TBR jar. I've done that several times now and I like it, but I just need something like new and fresh for a few months, right? And I was like, it sounds so fun and would also like encourage me to complete it before I buy myself a new book. A bingo board. So that's right, I made a bingo board with 24 prompts and then a free space. So once I clear this entire book bingo board, I'm going to reward myself with buying a new book. So I'm going to show you my bingo board and then I'm going to go over my TBR because several of these books I chose not only because I feel like reading them, but also because they meet the prompts that are on the bingo board. But that's another thing. I feel like with the TBR jar months where I've been choosing my monthly TBR, I've just been getting slumpy because I try to stick to that TBR and it's not really what I'm in the mood for reading. So I did pick a lot of books for May that I feel like reading that I really want to pick up soon, and they also count for bingo. So let's just get into it. I'm going to show you my bingo board, go over all of the different spots on it. I'll also show you a close-up of it. And then I will go over the 10 books that I have picked out to read in May. Also, should I address the mini mic? I feel like I have a cold coming on. I'm very nasally, so I figured this mic would be better. Is it? Here's the bingo board in all of her glory. I am so obsessed with it. I made this myself on Canva and then I just printed it out, put it on some like scrapbook paper. So she's very cute. And then I will cross one out once I read it. So on the first row, I came up with these prompts like that same night with my husband in bed. And then I just like put them in random spots so it wouldn't be like at first, I was gonna do like row by row I get a new book, but I was like, no, I need to make this harder for myself, so I have to fill out the whole board. But if you're gonna do row by row, I just have it like random, so it's not like cheating per se, if that makes any sense at all. But on the top row, we have finish a series. I am in the middle or toward the end of a few different book series, so that one was very important for me to put on here and cross off soon. Next is book with a playlist. I just think playlists and books are so fun, so I feel like I have a few on my physical TBR that could definitely match that. This next one I'm really excited about, but I probably won't do in May, maybe June, but it is to reread a favorite. I just feel like rereading one of your favorite books is the perfect way to get out of a book slump, and I have a few that I read like 3 or 4 years ago that I want to reread and kind of reevaluate my feelings for the books. Husband chooses, so that'll literally just be like on a random day. I'll be like, Christopher, pick a book for me. So that's why that's on there. And then Dark Academia. I rarely read Dark Academia, but it's funny that I say that because I am literally in the middle of a Dark Academia book right now. I'm reading Babel by R.F. Kuang, and it's kind of like a Dark Academia fantasy. But again, rarely ever read Dark Academia, so I was like, that will motivate me to read it. Then on the second row, I have new release. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. We all want to read new releases right when they come out. This next one, I am guilty of having a few, but it is a book that has been on my TBR for longer than a year. Yeah. And we have an ARC or advanced reader's copy. Since I am a book influencer, I do get sent a lot of early copies or ARC copies for review, and I do have quite a few on my physical TBR or ones on NetGalley, so that should be a fairly easy one to get. This next one I thought was just fun, but it is a book that has a title that starts with the letter B. I chose B because my name's Brianna. but really could just choose any letter that you want. And then to finish off that row, we have a favorite author. Next, for the middle row, we have a pink cover. This was just, again, a random color that I came up with. And then we have historical fiction. This is another one that I don't feel like I read a ton of, but I do always enjoy them when I do read them. So I was like, I feel like I need to put it on there because I like the genre, I just don't read it that much. Then we have a free spot, of course. It's not bingo without a free spot. And then enemies to lovers. This is one of my favorite tropes that I read a lot, but I just love it, you know? And then to finish off that row, we have a cover with an animal, which is specific, and I feel like a little bit harder to manage. Second to bottom row, we have a rec from a friend, so I'll just text a friend when I feel like it and ask for a recommendation from them. A new to me author. I always love discovering new authors. You know, I could read something and it could be my new favorite author. A book person book. So that's kind of exactly what it sounds like a bookish person that you're reading about. So a lot of Emily Henry books are about bookish people. You Between the Lines I just read recently is like about writers and bookish people. Then we have Judge a Book by its cover. So that I will just be picking the book solely based on the vibes of the cover if I like it or not. And then lastly, we have a purple cover for that row. And again, I asked my husband to just choose a random color, and that's what he picked. And then on the last row, we have a cover with flowers, which again is a little bit specific, but I feel like there are quite a few books that do have flowers on their covers. And then we have fake dating. Once again, one of my favorite tropes that I feel like are in quite a bit of books, but I feel like when was the last time I even read it? I don't know. So just something fun. And then we have first in a series. So like I have up top finish a series, and then when I finish a series, I would like to start a new series. I've been really hesitant about starting new series, so again, it's kind of something there to motivate me. And then we have book of the month book. I have my own book of the month subscription where I get a book every month. It's in the title, you know. And I am a little backlogged on that right now. I have 2 book of the month books currently on my physical TBR that I need to get read. So again, something to just kind of motivate me. And lastly, a book with 400 plus pages. I was going to put 500 plus, but I feel like I don't have that many long books on my TBR. So, you know, I wanted to be able to choose from like 10 to 20 books rather than like 3 books, you know? So those are all the prompts on my bingo board, and let's go through the books that I picked out to read in May. Also, I do just want to say a lot of these books could be like 2 or 3 or just multiple in general places on the bingo board, but I'm only going to choose them for one. Again, I feel like it's kind of cheating. Like, let's say I read a first book in the series fantasy book that's also a purple cover, like okay, it's also 400 plus pages, like that could be 3 spots right there, but I'm only going to do one, and I'm going to choose the books like specifically for one placement. I don't know, again, like you can do what you want to do, but that's just me. I feel like I would be cheating myself. So the first book I have here is What Happens in Amsterdam, and this has tulips all over the cover. So I chose this one for a book with flowers on the cover. And this is a second chance marriage of convenience book. I talk about this one in my previous book haul video, so go check that out. But this just looks so amazing for the spring, getting into summertime. Very, very excited for this, and I needed a few romances on my May TBR to just throw in there because I feel like it's very like fantasy or literary fiction heavy, which I chose because that's what I'm feeling. But you know, still need a few palette cleansers in there. And then we have Beg, Borrow, or Steal by Sarah Adams. Now, I didn't choose this book for a specific spot on the bingo board. I just chose this one because I feel like reading it. I've had it since, I want to say February. I really wanted to read it when it first came out. So yeah, this is just one that I want to read. Maybe it will cross off something on the board, but that's really not my priority with this one. This is the 3rd book in the When in Rome little interconnected standalone series by Sarah Adams. I loved When in Rome. Practice Makes Perfect was okay, but I have high hopes for this one. I've heard really good things about it. It says 2 feuding 2nd grade teachers and neighbors find themselves teaming up in this new rivals to lovers romance. sounds pretty good. And then we have Talking at Night by Claire Daverly. Now, I'm pretty sure this one has been on my TBR for around a year. So, if it's been over a year, then I can cross this one off for the bingo board. This one says, "This is the story of Will and Rosie. The two are opposites in every way, and yet they fall for each other as teenagers. 90s music, sideways glances, sunsets and bonfires, and talking late into the night. It's palpable, inevitable. They're on the precipice of starting something wonderful until one day tragedy strikes and any possibility of being together seems to shatter. But time and again, Rosie and Will find their way back to one another. Although the years pass, they cannot quite let go of what they might have been. Talking at Night tells a story of sudden connections, missed opportunities, and many loves we have over a lifetime, and the one that keeps us coming back again and again for more." I have heard quite a few people talking about this one recently, so I was like, I kind of want to also read it. So again, I didn't choose this one like going into it wanting to cross off a spot on the bingo board, but I feel like it might. So that's a plus. Next, we have Normal People. This is a carryover from my April TBR, and I've been wanting to read this one for quite a while. I feel like this one is really mixed reviews. Like, I feel like it's either loved or hated. So I'm really interested to see what I end up thinking about it, but I am really excited for this one. And Sally Rooney would be a new author to me. If I like this book, I will probably want to read more by her. Next, we have Did You Hear About Kitty Carr? I am so excited for this one. This is my book club pick for May, and it's also a Reese's book club. And also, Taylor Jenkins Reid has a blurb on the front. I love Taylor Jenkins Reid. I feel like I have enjoyed most of the Reese's book club books that I have read. It was also a book of the month pick last year in 2024. And I've heard it gives the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo vibes. It just came out in this beautiful paperback edition. I also like the hardback cover, but like the colors on this one, stunning. I love it. It says, "Did You Hear About Kitty Carr" is an insightful, multi-generational saga that traverses the glamour of old Hollywood and the seductive draw of modern-day showbiz. When Kitty Carr Tate, a white Hollywood icon, dies and bequests her multi-million-dollar estate to a wealthy young black St. John sisters, it prompts an avalanche of questions. A celebrity in her own right, Elise St. John avoids the press by sorting out Kitty's affairs, but what she discovers in one of Kitty's journals is more shocking than any other brewing scandal. The truth behind Kitty's ascent to stardom threatens to jeopardize the all-American fabric of the sisters and those closest to them. And as Elise digs deeper into Kitty's past, she must also turn the lens upon herself, confronting the power that the secrets of the dead hold over the living and the choices some women make to break free of them. I'm so excited for this one, you guys. Like, you don't even know. Oh, also for Did You Hear About Kitty Carr? I don't think I like intended to cross off a bingo space with that one because it's literally my book club pick, and like that's why I'm reading it, not for bingo. But I wonder if it could. I think it's over 400 pages. I don't know. We'll have to see and assess it when we get there. But next we have A Sky Beyond the Storm by Sabaa Tahir, and this is the final book in the Ember in the Ashes series. I'm getting kind of emotional, not going to lie, because I hate finishing book series because I hate saying goodbye to these characters. And yeah, but I am really excited for this one to see how the story wraps up. And this one is going to cross off the finish the series spot on the bingo sheet. But I just finished the Powerless series by Lauren Roberts and said goodbye to those characters, and now I'm like, I don't want to say goodbye to more characters, but we must. And then we have Throne of the Fallen by Carrie Maniscalco, and this one I would start after finishing the Ember and the Ashes series because this is a start of a new series, so that's what it would cross off on the bingo board. And this is one that I have really been wanting to read for months and months, but I was like, I need to finish the other series I'm in the middle of. And this is actually like a spin-off series from Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. It follows another character that we saw in those books. So very exciting. This is an adult fantasy series where Kingdom of the Wicked is a YA fantasy series. I think this one's gonna be spicier, which Kingdom of the Wicked was already a little spicy for being YA, so I'm like, what is this one gonna be since it's actually adult? Kind of scared. Next, we have Deep Cuts by Holly Brickley, and this one I wasn't intending on like going into for the bingo board. I just really want to read this one because I've heard it gives the favorites vibes. I heard it gives Taylor Jenkins Reid vibes, and I love those things. So I'm really hopeful for this one, but it is a new release, so I could definitely cross it off for that. Then we have Passion Project. This was my April book of the month pick that I did not get to in the month. I am really excited for it. I just like was not feeling it. I was very, very slumpy in April. I feel like I just did not get the right start to reading for April, and then it just went downhill from there. But in this one, I think the main character is like trying to find passions in life because she feels like she doesn't have any, and I think that's really, really beautiful. So I am really excited to read this, and it would be a book of the month book to cross off the bingo sheet. And then lastly, I do have another book of the month book. This was the book of the year winner, so that's why it's like a pretty special edition. But I think it was an August book of the month pick in 2024, if I'm remembering correctly. I really want to read this one as well. Also, like, again, to get through my book of the month books, but I've heard really amazing things about it, and obviously, like, it wouldn't win book of the year if it wasn't good, right? So this is like I don't know if it's magical. I was gonna say I don't know if it's fantasy per se or more so like magical realism. So I guess we'll find out. But yeah, I think this one takes place at a summer camp, so that would be a good read for getting into summer as well. I will be adding a few more books to this TBR. Like I said, I have a few arcs on NetGalley that I'll be reading on my Kindle. There are a few new releases coming out, and I will have my book of the month book for May that maybe I'll read. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you like enjoy the concept of my TBR bingo. I'm really proud of the way it turned out, like making the bingo sheet, designing it the way I wanted to, and then printing it out. I think it looks so cute. Like, I don't even want to cross out these squares because I don't want to ruin the bingo board. But I can always print a new one, and I feel like I'm definitely going to want to make more, like, depending on the season. And hopefully you guys enjoy my May TBR. We'll see if I can get through all of these books. I will say I am so excited for every single one of these books, so I am very excited for my May reading, whereas April wasn't really feeling at all. But if you guys like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel to see more of my content. And I'll see you next time. Bye!